So, if you watched the previous video, you'll know that real-life Pac-Man went really great and there was nothing wrong with it.
All of my future plans are completely ruined. Fish.
But as they say, perfection can always be improved. So I set out to quote-unquote challenge myself to spend 24 hours with Pokémon Go. December was the perfect time for this. Now, a bit of context around me, I've never played Pokémon Go before, so this video is simply a casual look at someone's first time trying out Pokémon Go 8 or so years later, while also trying to understand the game design elements of it that they could also maybe use in their own games that they are developing. Sounds fun, right? Anyway, since I figured aimlessly wandering around for like most of the day wasn't going to be that interesting, I set out some goals for myself to make this adventure a bit more exciting. Goal number 1 was to catch 100 Pokemon. I understand there are like 1,000 or so Pokemon nowadays, so 100 didn't seem that bad. Goal number 2 was to visit 10 landmarks. Because I felt to make it like an actual Pokemon adventure where you go from town to town, I wanted to take the opportunity to visit some of the more popular landmarks in London. And the final objective was to defeat a gym. I wanted the gym badge. I didn't know if they existed in the game, but I wanted one. Gym leaders are like part of the fabric of Pokemon, so I just assumed that there would be a way to like face off against a gym or a gym leader or something like that. And hopefully I wouldn't have to whip out a credit card to be strong enough to do it. And with all that in the packed lunch, it was time to start the adventure. So we started in Parliament because Parliament begins with P, much like Pokemon or Pallet Town. I created my account, I then created my character, and they looked a bit, I mean, like, look, I can't draw, so I can't judge, but at the same time, like, I feel they could have done a bit more. Anyway, with that out of the way, this professor guy just started telling me his whole life story, but eventually gave me some balls. And I was finally able to catch my first Pokemon. Eventually.
Okay, there's one in the middle of the road over there, that's useful. But, alright, let's crack on, I guess. Alright. What do I do? Oh, we're already in. Okay. Oh. I need a tutorial. I can't do it. I can't do it. We did it.
And then my second, and then the third, and yeah, you get it, the adventure had begun. 97 bottles on the wall, we had a lot to go. There was also this weird AR mode that sort of existed.
And then there we go. So now, it's there on the screen.
And it was interesting to play with, like, you know, my Cypher had the ability to high-five Parliament after knocking me in the face first, but yeah, it seemed kind of cool. Maybe something I'd want to investigate in the future. But anyway, it was time to start our adventure, leave our little town, and say farewell to Churchill, and head off towards the palace.
There is 100% something happening today. I just know what's happening today.
The journey to the palace certainly wasn't uneventful. I ended up joining Team Red.
Are you ready? Well, red is the best color, so we'll just go for it. Why not?
Wandered around the park.
So I genuinely have no idea what I'm doing. Also, there's this like raid, like in 10 minutes from here, all the way over there. I guess we could try and go for that. Is that it? Is that the shadow raid they're talking about?
So I went over there to try and investigate what was going on.
Oh, right.
Whoa. And it kicked my ass.
I think everyone's going to die. I think everyone Do I still have any Pokemon left? Nah, I think they're all dead. Cool.
How do you even heal Pokemon?
I have no idea.
I was then taught necromancy and started heading back towards the palace. Saw a balloon, I attacked that and out popped Team Rocket.
Go Miltank. Go, Jesus! Can I do anything here? Oh, I literally just tap really, I basically just tap as fast as I can. Yeah, use Protect Seal. Okay. Miltank. Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. Come on. Am I gonna win my first actual battle? Please, 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 please. No, 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 no. We switched into weaker one to get some damage going. Oh, we might die. I think this might be it. Hitmonchan! I think we did it. I think we actually did it. Grunt, you absolute fool! You melon!
Then I ended up winning my first ever Pokemon battle against these fraudsters known as Team Rocket Go. Okay. And I soon noticed that something very odd was happening around the palace. There were just so many people, like I just couldn't tell like what the heck was going on.
There is 100% something happening today. I just know what's happening today.
After asking some random strangers, it turns out it was the changing of the guard. Yes, the thing that happens every day. I guess because it was Christmas, but it didn't matter because everyone here was actually in danger because Team Rocket was up to no good.
Well, I guess before the guard get here, I gotta make sure Team Rocket is nowhere near the area.
It was up to me to save everyone for king and country.
Alright, let's go Team Rocket. This is Team Go Rocket territory now, so beat it, alright? Let's freaking go. Okay, I'm ready. I know how to play this game now. We just tap really quickly. Oh, what's going on? Dude, the damage is actually insane. Is he gonna solo the entire team? He's gonna solo the entire team. I'm doing this for you, King. Absol, no, whoa. Oh dear, we're dead. No, wait, the Hitmonchan. He's done it. He's actually done it. And I'm gonna rescue the Pokemon too. I'm not risking my life for a Pidgey, mate. Come on, be reasonable, man.
So anyway, after kicking her ass, the rest of the ceremony was alright. But all in all, it was definitely a very exciting start to the adventure. What else could possibly happen today? And with X many Pokemon collected and 2 major locations visited, it was time to continue with our adventure.
Alright, so we found another Team Rocket hideout. So I'm gonna just go kick their ass right there. See if I can at least anyway. In the Beatles rooftop concert plat? Oh! Oh, so the Beatles did a concert here. Huh. Learn something new every day, huh? Oh, I died. That's bad. Can I just use my mob bomb? Can I just use it? Get ready for what? Oh, okay, fine. I didn't realize I had to do this. That's the first time I've ever done that. Nice. We took them all out.
That, I don't know if you can see it, but that's the plat. The areas the Beatles played their last live performance on the roof of this building in the 30th of January 1969.
Is that before cameras?
Yes, I'm stupid, shut up. After that, we hobbled down to Piccadilly Circus, where this fountain had been attacked by the advert Pokemon. We then marched down towards Trafalgar Square, and we stumbled across one of the many Christmas markets we would be seeing that day. As well as ignored all these random mentions of like this shadow raid that was happening at all times forever, and I have no idea what it was, but it kept telling me there's a shadow raid, and I was like, cool bro, are there any Pokemon centers? I think that's more important. Because as far as I'm aware, there are no Pokemon centers in this game. Like, I looked everywhere. I don't think there's any Pokemon centers. All you have is items, but what happens if you run out of items? Do your Pokemon just stay dead? Like, I mean, that sounds real harsh, but I guess if you can't afford healthcare, We then headed towards Jubilee Bridge and another big landmark, the London Eye, where I had a look at the first gym and immediately ran away because that stuff was ridiculous.
And so what happens, I see all these Pokemon here, like, okay, I guess I gotta find more, whatever. They all have pretty high CPs, so I'm pretty sure if I try anything, I just immediately die.
I don't know if there are easy gyms, but like the gyms I kept stumbling across all had these big chunky monkey Pokemon there that had like level 4,000, 6,000, 7,000. How was I supposed to do anything? Like, where was the easy like level 2 Pokemon I could just fight? Like, where were they? I don't know. And just like that, it was lunchtime. So at that point, I decided to take a break, take a chill pill. Are people still saying that? Anyway, take a break, just chill out, charge my equipment, and get ready for the second stage of the journey. Cool. So it was time to begin the second stage of our Pokemon adventure, and almost immediately, I was met with another magical encounter.
I'll call it Pokemon then.
Yes. Okay. Thank you very much.
You ready?
I am ready.
Pokemon. Like some meteor full of clay fairies, it erupted into the world. Some phenomenon based on bug collecting vectored itself across our culture, and we were told to catch them all. And in turn, it caught us. It caught our fevered imagination. It caught our dreams and filled them with fire and colour, with electric charging through water, and water weakening rock, and vines that became whips, and leaves like shurikens. It erupted onto us, and here we are, still striving to be the very best.
People, did you hear that? How could one not become a Pokemon master after hearing that? I was inspired, man. I felt so much energy rush through me, and I was so prepped and ready. I decided that I wasn't gonna chicken out anymore. I wasn't gonna run away anymore. I wasn't gonna run and hide and flee anymore. I was gonna face a gym.
There's a Gyarados here too. Actually, you know what? Let's fight. But we are like doing some damage to it. I'm sending the Pikachu for some reason. Are we actually doing some damage? What the hell? Come on, buddy. I'm actually doing some damage to this gym. What the hell? Yeah, sure, let's keep going. Let's sweep again, let's sweep again. Let's sweep one more time. Oh, we're actually doing damage, oh my god. Oh, it's not very effective. That's my bad. Poison Fang, Poison Fang, Poison Fang. Come on. Still did some damage. I know how slacking works. We're leaving.
And yeah, I ran away, but I felt more confident than I'd ever dealt. It's just, I don't know, man. Slackings are really scary. I've played Pokemon Ruby. I know what they can do. And I didn't have infinite items because my bag was always full. Gyms, after trying it out, they didn't seem too bad. I just needed stronger Pokemon, and I needed to find weaker gyms. And speaking of weaker gyms, St. Paul's was not one of them. Run away! Honestly, I didn't know if what I was doing was a type of blasphemy, so I didn't want to stick around too long to find out. Arceus B. And from there, we headed across the Millennium Bridge and landed at Tate Modern.
Oh? Oh! Oh! This is my 10-kilometer egg. What do we get? For 10 kilometers, what do we get? Oh! Oh, that's a fun one. Thanks, Tate Modern. A Goomy. You know what? I'm powering you up.
And at last, it was outside Shakespeare's Globe, where I finally found a gym that I felt I could take on. But was it to be, or was it not to be?
This is another gym with another giant brick wall in the way that I don't think can be defeated very easily. But on the other hand, I do feel like at least, I don't know, trying? Here we go. 2, 5, 2, 1 slacking. What does it do to me? Oh my days, wait, are we actually doing something? Really? Whoa, wait, hang on. We won! I'm taking out this gym. Down. So all that's left is this guy. But he's like half the power as he was, which means this little guy is actually gonna do it. We did it. Nice. We defeated the gym. Alright, I'll take that as a victory.
I kicked his butt. It went home crying home to its mama. Boo-hoo, boo-hoo. I don't ever want to see anyone tell me that I don't know what I'm doing. I can tap like the rest of them. You can't see my feet, but I was f***ing tapping, mate. And to be honest, I was really excited to find out what happened. Unfortunately, it wasn't much.
Wait, what does that mean? Oh, I ain't leaving anything behind.
As far as I can tell, when you defeat a gym, it's like, hooray, you did it, and then the gym becomes white, and then you can turn it whatever color team you joined, and then I guess someone else can come along and just take it from you. But I liked my Pokemon. Snorlax, Hitmonlee, Hitmonchan, the blue dude, I loved all of them. But we did it, we beat the gym, tick it off, hooray, congratulations, on to the next stage of the adventure. It was getting late and we had a few more landmarks left to go. I headed towards Borough Market, stopped outside the Shard where a Team Rocket leader challenged me to a battle because I kicked their butts so many times. And so I obliged by kicking his butt too. I don't know if I got something for it, but either way it didn't matter to me at that point because my neck was really starting to hurt. And so my main focus now was trying to reach 100 Pokemon before it got too dark to film. So we crossed London Bridge and found Monument, and there was a giant egg on top of it that was about to hatch.
It's getting late. I'm getting tired. I'm level 17. Oh, it turned into a what? What the hell? A Reggie Ice? Let's not. That's crazy. It just turned into a giant ass Reggie Ice. Oh, I think the building I want to see is that direction.
We then saw the walkie-talkie building, named after its shape and size, I guess, and then we reached the Tower of London, where I took a small break and noticed that I was just one Pokemon away from the coveted 100 Pokemon goal, and I knew just where to catch it.
Oh my god, I suck at this, please. Come on, do it for thematicness, do it for thematicness. Come on, please. We're almost there. And... might be in danger here. Oh. Are we at... I think that's Pokemon 100. I was bagging, and there it is, Tower Bridge. 100.
The final landmark of our journey, Tower Bridge. So there we had it. 100 Pokemon, 10 landmarks visited, and 1 gym defeated. The adventure was over, and it was finally time to Pokemon Go. Wait, hang on, there was one small thing that I wanted to do first. With the region of central London conquered, I decided it was time to head to lands anew, so I hopped onto the SS Uberboat and headed towards brand new regions across the horizons. And luckily enough, even though there was like no spawns in the water within the game, I could actually challenge a Team Rocket goon while I was on the boat. And I think that might have occurred in the original game at some point, but either way, it was fun to have a battle on the boat, and yes, of course, I won. But eventually, we landed in a brand new region of London, Greenwich. And it was kind of the same as central London. There wasn't much difference, and it was getting really dark, and there were signs specifically telling me to hide my equipment because it might all get stolen. And so with that in mind, I soon came to the realization that I was rapidly running out of things to say, so I'm gonna head out. Well, actually I have somewhere to be in like half an hour, so I'm gonna go do that. And then I guess when we wake up tomorrow, we'll have completed just going through and just seeing what it's like 24 hours and see anything we can learn from it. All right, well, that's it. That's been the whole adventure. I don't know why I came to Greenwich. So, what did we learn after spending a day with Pokemon Go? I guess we're about to find out. So, I woke up the next day, leg shattered, neck seeking revenge. And I had a couple of hours to look through the Pokemon that I'd collected before eventually uninstalling the game. So, was Pokemon Go fun? Yes. And I'm gonna be honest, I was getting into it. Like, I was genuinely getting into the experience. Like, maybe it's because I was just pumping the Pokemon relaxing music soundtrack in my ear, and then I sometimes switch to the battle music. But like, I was like, oh my gosh, I'm on an adventure. I'm on an adventure. I Bilbo'd myself, man. I was discovering different parts of the city that I hadn't seen before, and I was even learning parts too because of all the information on Pokestops. But I think for me, it was just a one-time experience. I know I didn't interface with all the systems, but I think I got what I wanted out of the game. It seems like a really brilliant way to explore your own city, or take it to other cities or other countries and have a fun time exploring there too. But I can't say if the deepest systems of the game would interest me as much. Like, you know, raising as many Pokemon as possible to get as many like CP as possible to defend gyms and maybe trade them, all that kind of stuff. I don't think I'd be really into that. When I've played Pokemon games before, I'm very casual with it. I catch Pokemon, defeat the gym, face the Elite Four, and then I put down the game. And from what I can tell, Pokemon Go doesn't really have a stopping point, and I can't walk forever. But from a technical standpoint, I think I learned quite a lot, and there's quite a lot of ideas that I found in Pokemon Go that I think I might want to apply to my own games. So in this chapter here, I want to very quickly cover some game design aspects that I think made me enjoy Pokemon Go a lot more than the game that I tried to make last week. Firstly is that it allows for imprecision. Compared to my game, in Pokemon Go, even though it's using your exact location to track where you are, there's also this giant frick-off circle that represents your location as well. This means you can interact with Pokemon, Pokestops, gyms, and giant enemy balloons from like around like maybe a couple streets away. You don't have to be directly next to it in order to interact with it, which is what you had to do in my game. And I think this is really good because it meant I didn't need to break into the Ministry of Justice in order to capture a cow. I was tempted though. On top of that, everything outside of the balloon is very static on the map. I don't think there was a situation where I was ever attacked by like people or Pokemon. Maybe it's possible, but it always felt like engagements were up to me. Like I could decide when to start a battle. I could decide when to get to a Pokestop. It wasn't just like a random, hey, you're now in a battle, which I think is probably good for a game when you're out and about because it doesn't mean that you're locked looking at a screen where there are cars around that can potentially run you over. I also didn't need to pay attention to the game at all times, like my phone would vibrate and that would like alert me to there being things around me, and I could choose to take a look at it and see what was around, or choose to ignore it and keep going with what I was doing. Compared to my Pac-Man game, honestly there was never a time, at least on the map screen, where it felt like I struggled with the controls. Plus, I may be incorrect, but it seemed like Pokestops and gyms were fixed points, but the Pokemon were randomly generated around your current location. And it made me wonder, could perhaps Pac-Man work in that way? Where instead of having what I did, where all the dots were already there on the map, instead, as you move around, the dots sort of appear, and maybe the ghosts are generated as well. Now, that does seem to take you slightly further away from the classic design, but it's an interesting thought of how you can maybe add a twist on the subject. Like effectively, you can just bring in new dots and new generations based on the road that you're on. Something like that. I don't really know. There were also the AR elements that I briefly messed around with, and seeing how it's sort of possible, it made me wonder that maybe there's other ways I could use AR as well. And finally, this was a minor thing for me, but I noticed it's like the data usage of Pokemon Go is actually quite small. For the entire day, I just used 600 megabytes, whereas with my game, for the few hours I was testing it in the park, I used a gigabyte. Now I know that's because my game is coded not well. Yeah, it would be kind of interesting to at least know how that might be done, just for my own curiosity, I suppose. This whole adventure was a hugely valuable experience for me because I think by playing one of the most popular location-based games, I now have a better idea of how I might be able to build some in future. I definitely feel sort of inspired to at least try. But now that I know that Pokemon Go is actually programmed in Unity, I might give Unity a look and see if maybe, at least if I can take like my Pac-Man game and then put it into Unity and then maybe have the same location stuff, we might be able to see perhaps an improvement, or by using the lessons we learned from Pokemon Go and bring it into that, perhaps we can see an improvement there as well. Who knows? It would be quite interesting to at least have a look at it, but that's gonna take some time. I guess it's time to say Pokemon Go. That makes no sense. It's time to say go. I just wanted to show you Pikachu, but whatever. That's the end of that. I think we have the conclusion. Well, we have like the farewell bit, but that part's only like 30 seconds. In fact, you could just leave here. Like and subscribe if you like the video, but also you can watch the final 30 seconds if you want to see me say this again. Right. Alright, okay, well, see you later. Sorry, I've been recording for 4 hours. Now, I'm so bad at this. And so we've come to the end. Those are my adventures testing out Pokemon Go for a day. And honestly, I feel I learned quite a bit, and I definitely want to take these lessons into the future projects I'm going to be working on for this channel. But yeah, thank you for sticking so far with the video, and of course, have a lovely, brilliant next year, end of the year, it's coming up. I hope next year is a beautiful time for y'all, and as always, I've been me, you've been you. Have a lovely day, subscribe if you'd like to see more, and like if you enjoyed the video. And until next time, I will see you later. Arrivederci. Oh right, you said the song bit. Do I include it in the intro? Fine, whatever, we'll include it in the intro. We all live in a Pokemon world. I wanna be the greatest master of them all, the greatest master.